So, hello. My name is Michelle Anuntua, co-owner of Harmony's Divine Design, where I work alongside the awesome T Weaver. There, we assist the new and seasoned entrepreneurs achieve their goals and help them get out of their stuck place. So, we do this by offering one-on-one business coaching, as well as online classes such as this one, and products and services that will assist you in streamlining your workflow. So, today we are going to be discussing business strategy and Q1 preparation. And with just coming off of the AI summit and learning some new skills and things like that, I think it would be a really good time to just see how we can actually take what we have applied over, not just within the summit, but over the course of the year, and move it into our 2025 goals for our business and even our own personal growth. All right. So, what exactly is a business strategy? So, within your business strategy, I know some of you have heard, and most of you at this point, your vision statement and your mission statement. And when it comes to those, sometimes we have to understand exactly what our vision and our mission statement is and how that actually describes what it is that we are doing or working towards for our business. However, when you hear a vision and mission statement, you want to make sure that those statements that you're saying that you're projecting and manifesting for your business align with your long-term goals and also with your current purpose. So your vision is ultimately, where do you see your business going? What do you want your company to achieve? And your mission is basically, what are the actions or what are you working on currently that will get you there in minds of your business. Another piece is market understanding. So know your audience. You know, who are you trying to communicate to? Who are you trying to assist within your business? Your competitors. So who are the other companies that are in the same market as you, and what do their products look like? How do they package it? What is their models? And use that information as inspiration in regards to how you would like your business to ultimately move. Also identify industry trends. So again, we're going into Q1. Start looking at what those trends are within color scheme, decor, anything that can assist you in building up your products for your target audience. Next is strategic positioning. So differentiate your business for a competitive advantage. You want to make sure that you set your business apart. And the way that you set your business apart is showing up authentically as yourself. So when it comes to the target audience that you're talking to, this is a personal conversation that you're having with them. You're providing them with products or services that caters to their needs, that can assist them. And when you are fully enthralled in a conversation with that individual, you kind of know how they move. You know how they think. So when it comes to producing your products, produce them with that mindset in mind for the person that you're trying to convey to. All right, so the importance of Q1, it does present you with great opportunity. One is to launch new products or services to start off the kickoff of your year. So if you were thinking of adding a service into your business, expanding on a service, maybe adding different pricing structures, Q1 is a perfect time for you to start implementing those changes within your company. And it also aligns you with building up the momentum to get your early wins for your business. So when you set your business up strongly in the beginning of the year, the remaining quarters is pretty much your follow through. So think of Q1 as building your foundation for 2025. What is that going to look like? How are you going to approach it? All right, challenges. So, a limited time to capitalize on the fresh start concept. As we know, when it comes to January, you know, everybody's about refreshing and resetting, reflecting, restarting, trying something new, gaining new habits. So, to keep with that momentum, make sure that you're aligning your marketing, your approach, your dialogue that you're having with your customers with that as well within that time frame. Also balance strategic planning with execution. So when it comes to your products that you create, you want to make sure that you are setting them out with a purpose, right? So even me, and this is a practice that I'm working on as well, is when it comes to our products, have a pre-launch, a launch, and a post-launch for your product. So announcing an upcoming product, what it can do, how it could be beneficial, the official launch of the product. So displaying it, putting it on debut, marketing, advertising. And then a key part is the post launching, where is the follow-up, showing what this product can do. Maybe even, but since a lot of us work with GPTs, creating a product directly from your GPT and then noting that it was created. So everything starts blending together. And then another good thing with that I wanted to note is that can also assist you with your content. So the products that you create can actually be the content that you want to send out to people. So that's another good thing about that as well. All right, so vision statement versus mission statement, what's the difference? In regards to a vision statement, it defines your long-term goals. So the example here is to be the world's best, most trusted, sustainable energy solution provider. And again, whatever your long-term goal is for your business, that's your vision statement. It can be as big as you want it to. There's no cap to it. This is something that you envision, that you dream for yourself, for your legacy. So be bold with it. Your mission statement, describe your current purpose. So an example, we deliver affordable clean energy solutions to empower communities worldwide. An example right now is a product or service that you provide can be part of your mission statement, and why you provide that particular product or service and what the purpose is for you. All right. Next is building a strong start. So, as we are rolling towards the holidays and towards the end of this year, it's really a good time to review and reflect, not just on our businesses, but this is a time of reflection interpersonally as well. So, take this time to just self assess as well as assess your business. What are some of the products that really worked? What were some of the advertising campaigns or email campaigns that you put out that really grabbed your audience attention? What were some things that really stood out to the audience this year that you did? And so take a time and review that. Next is start setting some SMART goals. So, SMART is an acronym for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. And these are goals that will greatly impact Q1 once you set them, and as well as putting forth the action plans to get to them. Next, we have resource planning. So, assess your budget from last year, your subscriptions, how much you paid out. Analyze all of that information. And I say analyze all of that so you can begin to forecast what your expense will look like for quarter one. So most of us have a lot of these monthly subscriptions, and many times we really don't know how much we are paying out with subscriptions. That could be personal or business. So in preparation for quarter one, and as you're moving into it, take that time, review the subscriptions you have. If there's some things that you have to, discontinue for a little bit, that's fine. Say you might not need that particular tool in quarter one, but you might need it in quarter three. You freed up some revenue and you also freed up some budget for you to expand on something else and then retain that resource again. So definitely assess on how you're operating in your business. Are there processes that you could put in place that would streamline some things that you do that would pretty much build up and alleviate some of that stress that it takes to run this business? Is there ways that you can maybe automate your emails currently? Um, Lead magnets to help you organize your mailing list. Start finding those and identifying those little nuances that can assist you. All right, so staying on track, KPI tracking, so key performance indicators. Again, this is all about your reflection and review. So in order to identify your key performance indicators, these are the products that you have done that have hit their peak. This is traffic that you have driven maybe via an email campaign, and it's really brought in a lot of people. So again, identify those hot spots that you do within your business. Regular reviews. So many of us are solopreneurs at this time, and scheduling a weekly or bi-weekly meeting might sound a little crazy, but definitely sets time aside so that you can go over how your performance actually is within your business. You know, you can have a meeting with yourself, set up a Zoom, record you looking at your performance, looking at your marketing, planning, and strategizing. And that's perfectly fine. Just make sure that you are stepping back and taking a look at your business and its performance and not just constantly working in it, because there is a different in mindset and perspective when we do that. Okay. Another good thing is project management. So as you game plan for the quarter, how are you writing these ideas down? Are we doing, a whole bunch of sticky notes on our desktop? Are we doing an Excel sheet? We really need to start making sure that in order to keep track of all the beautiful ideas and divine downloads that we receive, we can keep them in a place that we can manage. So I know personally I have used Trello and Asana in regards to maintaining projects and things like that. And they are both very helpful resources to look into, especially if you have multiple projects and a lot of moving pieces within your company. So definitely check those out if that's something that you need assistance with. So next, it's pretty much a little Q&A session, just following up with you guys, seeing where your mindset is when it comes to business, planning worksheets. So I will be sending you guys a detailed checklist just to help you get ready for Q1. And also, we're going to talk about some goals that you might have already that you're game planning around. So to wrap things up, to keep on talking about business planning, I will be holding a masterclass December 10th to the 12th, and it will be held at 7 p.m. for those days. There's currently a 45% off discount for it. But the purpose of the class is to really assist you guys in helping you to set your goals for 2025 and identify the steps that you need to take to get there. So that is my formal presentation. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen and say hi. How y'all doing? I hope that was helpful. So, what are your game plans thinking into quarter one? Have you guys started yet on what you want your business to look like?
I currently need to work on it. have started the thought process.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Anybody else?
Yes, I was answering in my sleep. I thought I was talking, but I was asleep. Um, yes, I need, I plan to want to um work on lead magnet now, prepare lead magnets now
Mhm.
to go into the new year. Trying to start amassing emails now. Um, so yes, that's what I want to do.
Nice. Nice. Any idea on your lead magnet yet?
I have one. It's for um it's for women. Well, actually it's for anybody, but it's an ADHD tax sales tracker.
Mm.
Um because women with ADHD and a lot of us spend way too much money or spend too much money on Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, and this week. And I have a tracker that I would like to put out because we'll probably do the same thing the day after Christmas. And
Gotcha.
it's about the ADHD tag.
Nice. Nice. So when it comes to planning for your for quarter one, just throwing some ideas out there. What would you want to see your business accomplish within the next 3 months?
For me, it's making some consistent reoccurring income, and no matter how small it is.
What
Gotcha.
Sugar said, except we don't want it to be small.
We definitely don't want it to be small. Let me clarify that. But but I'm saying right now, I'll be happy with any type of consistency, that you can depend on. Okay, I know this is going to be coming in, you know. So and I need to cancel some of these subscriptions. I'm scared to know my total. I got this app called Track My Subs. It's really good. And I ain't put everything in there yet. I'm scared. I'm scared. I got to put in some in there. I'm like, I gotta stop. I gotta stop. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
But you know what? I think that's something we all have to, because you would really be surprised how those subscriptions really add up. Like it's insane. It's insane. But knowing your numbers is very important. Knowing how much money is actually going out from your business to operate it. What's your overhead looking like? We're in a digital space, so pieces are kind of everywhere. You might have pieces in Etsy, pieces on Beacon, some people stand store. Then you have different emailers, and you got Suno King over here. Um, they got everybody on that. What's that? $12.99.
All I can say is, look, I've had a couple brick and mortar businesses. I've had a photography studio. I've had a beauty salon. All I can say is I'm kind of glad what I'm doing now is online, because I'm telling you, these subscriptions, by the time you add up or just running costs, it's like you can still be paying a brick and mortar if you don't watch it. You know what I'm saying? Because like
Yeah.
you said, it adds up. And we still not even talking about supplies and different stuff. And then you get these machines to get all this stuff and forget you need stuff
Mm-hmm.
to go to it to use it. So that's another reason why some of it just be sitting here. So I'm just saying it's a lot of cost.
Yeah.
Even if you're not totally operating, in it yet, just to try to keep afloat. Because you'd be like, well, let me keep it. It seems like as soon as you're about to cancel, then that's when you need it. And you be or you be like, Or my thing is the mind frame of I can't get past what, okay, you cancel now and then you just wasted all that money that you put off into it. Okay, but still it's like, okay, you got to keep wasting it though. If you're not using it, come back to it when you need it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I have a question for you guys. What is one small goal that you can make for yourself to finish this year strong, the month of December? Whether it's growing your audience, creating that lead magnet to set you up for next year. What's one goal? I know you, Saray, Sugar, you were saying create consistent revenue. So what tools do you have in your tool shed that you could put together for the month of December that would assist you with that?
That's funny. That's a funny question. I have no idea. I'm trying to figure that out. I'm really trying to figure that out.
Gotcha. Well, I'm gonna mess with you. You know where my inbox is at? Because I know you got a whole library of stuff over there.
Look, I was laughing. I had to take myself off of mute. Yes, right.
So yeah. So a lot of times we overthink it, right?
Yeah.
If the only way that we can get something consistent out there is if we put something consistent out there. In order to receive it, we got to put that energy out. Yes, Nikki, I know she got a whole tool shed. It ain't a toolbox. Sugar got all the goods in there.
Nikki got even more. She don't want me to get on her. She be quiet. She be quiet over there. Got all the things. I want to rob some of y'all computers. All the things.
But yeah, it's Sugar, I would say for you, because you have all the beautiful prompts and things like that, start putting out prompt guides.
Yeah, I definitely think the pretty prompt play thing is going to be a regular for me and spin out with the live prompt guides and things like that. So that's definitely, I want that to be a regular thing. So
yeah, because I will say that is definitely something I see because you love the images. You're a photographer. So you love the images. You love the beauty of watching the creation happen, you know. Yeah. And of course you're a people person. You love hosting an event. So yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like what Linda said too, doing something like what Rosie is doing on the Mondays. Yeah. I do love that.
Absolutely. A lot of times we have to start thinking on we want our businesses to grow, but we also have to make sure that we're doing it in a way that aligns with how we operate as a person, right? So when it comes to the classes like Rosie, keeping them small, might be the best for some because they don't want to do a real big crowd. And that's perfectly fine. When you go into a standard classroom, you only get 20 to 25 students, maybe 30 pushing it if it's crowded. So I love that. I love that.
Yeah, I like being able to give personalized attention to people too. They can have time for more questions because that's the biggest hurdle that people pay for all these classes and we feel like we leave and we still ain't know, wow, I had so much I wanted to ask, or you don't even think about what you want to ask until after the class. Because if you anything like me, I got to watch I put myself on mute. I got to watch the replay. I got to think this stuff out. Then I got a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah. Yeah. So, holding those micro classes and then maybe even following up with a free Q&A session for the students. You're still providing that value and you're building a relationship. So that's something that you guys can consider too if you want to start doing the micro classes. Let's see. And then Dean, you were just saying nurturing your audience since you have a growing email list. So what's your practices now?
My practices was not even in effect because I was still learning the ins and out of Beacon's email marketing. Um, it's supposed to be very intuitive, and some of the attempts that I've made with one or two products has produced some revenue, but I need to have a plan. I mean, I have a welcome email, I have a thank you email, but I don't have anything following up. So as far as there's tons of products in my Beacon store, but the only ones that get hit is if I do a live, I do a class. Those are the only two effective means of that those products get pushed out. So not that I have quite a few um, people in the email list because of lead magnets. Um, I need to nurture those people and one, encourage them about more products within the store, but also tap into their minds as far as what is it they would like to see, since they like uh, whatever the free stuff or any of the purchases that they made in the past.
Gotcha. Okay. So then again, that goes into your KPIs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So identifying your high performing products. And in regards to the dialogue with your audience, once you can identify that KPI, you have a starting point. So you could further divulge. When it comes to your products, you can talk about your product in the manner that it was created for. So if you I know a lot of times we don't want to come off as sounding salesy. I know for me personally, that's a big thing for me, especially coming from a real estate background as well, and a sales background. Um, but it's literally as it's showing your value, showing the value. So, say for instance, you can send an email that really doesn't even have to discuss a product, right? You can send out a motivational email.
Mm,
However, at the end of that email, you take and put two screenshots of a product that correlates with the message,
right.
and you're not saying directly, here, buy me, buy me, buy me, buy me. No, you're saying, hey, guys, let's take a minute, decompress. Let's, provide some inspiration. Let's provide some motivation. And then, of course, at the bottom, hey, I'm still a business. So it might be like, say, for instance, if you created a motivational GPT, right? You would have that at the bottom of that email. If you created a journal or prompt guide, but whatever it is, or even if you have a class that can tie into that email, you show it there at the bottom. So it's a subtle way of saying, you know, I'm sending you love, I'm sending you peace, but I'm also still a business, and these are also products that we have to service you with this area. That help?
Yes, it helped, as always.
Cool. Cool, cool, cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So T says she wouldn't mind teaching, it's knowing what to teach. I will say, um, Miss Ma'am, you get ideas.
See, I'm good with giving other people ideas. I'm not good with taking my own idea.
I know.
Because I mean, you can send somebody down a rabbit hole in 2 seconds as soon as it says, I need. Okay, I know what you need. Let me show you, let me tell you how to do it. And then I'm done.
That's
And
why they got producers and directors that don't act in movies. I mean, I'm just saying, everybody have a part too. I feel that way too. Like I can always tell somebody else, and they be like, "Well, sugar, what you doing?" I'm telling you what you need to do.
Sugar, okay. You a girl after my own heart.
Mm.
See that everybody's talking about teach GPTs, teach GPTs. What part of the GPT is having everybody get?
At the pain point.
Well, right.
It's the main pain point.
But the thing about it is, a lot of people can't identify what their genuine pain point is until they have attempted the process, right?
Okay.
So when it comes to teaching, you have to approach it in a way that I'm going to teach you the basics, I'm going to teach you the fundamentals. And when you're teaching the basics of a subject, so say for instance, you're teaching the basics of GPTs, as you're progressing through that process, that's when people get those aha moments, right? So they be like, okay, I'm going to take this basic GPT class, and I keep on getting stuck on, I don't know, my GPT is not rendering consistent characters. So in your GPT class, you could simply say, and it might not even be planned, but you could simply say, oh, well, if you want to render consistent characters, since we're rendering in an art GPT, this is the language you would use. You really don't know what people don't know because they don't know what they don't know. It's weird. But if you approach it from a foundational viewpoint, you know, people can start identifying. And then even after the class or during the class, the questions may be more extensive, and you can then gauge where your audience and where your students are. And then the more that you actually teach and the more that you're actually in these communities and forums, you hear the pain points. So identifying, it starts helping you identify what topic matters that resonate with you, that you're good at, that you can assist people with.
Okay. Well, I guess come January first quarter, I'll be out here teaching in these AI streets some GPTs. How that sound?
Well, you already
Thank you,
know.
Lord. Thank you. Because you've been holding back.
I'm not prepared for that.
Yay. But yeah, a lot of times we have to look at things from a different perspective. And when it comes to teaching, I can understand how that can be a kind of murky spot, because it's like, what do I teach? You know, but really and truly, if you listen close enough, everybody is telling you what they want to learn, what they need to learn, where that help is at. They may not necessarily come right out and say it. And they may not even know that it's a pain point of theirs, but it's something you can identify.
And to going back to the summit, for those who were participants, using a GPT to make a GPT, my thing is you have to really know your subject. And everybody has to learn how to talk to ChatGPT before you can use anything. So,
Well, that's what you did
that
when
would be my main thing is teaching you how to talk to GPT to get the quality that you need for your personal GPT. Just not plugging into another one.
Right. So, okay. I'm gonna tell you something right there. You just created a whole series. So yeah, that's ultimately what you want your audience to get to, right? But if you are working with a bunch of people that are being introduced to this space from a brand new perspective, never seen it, never touched it, might have a little bit of knowledge, but not too much. In order for you to generate a GPT, right? What are the steps that you need to know to do it? Well, first is prompting. So you have to identify how to prompt.
First is coming up with an idea.
Well, coming up with an idea, smart butt. Then prompting. I'm talking about the technicals. See, this is how our minds is different. And for those that may not know, Ebony, I know you might be new here. That's my mama that I'm fighting with. Just to clarify. But what I'm saying is, from a technical aspect, the person needs to know how to prompt. The person needs to know how to utilize the system and what it is that they want to do. So, underneath your ultimate goal of teaching someone how to do a GPT, you got about 4 or 5 micro classes that you can use as subtopics to build your audience up to that GPT. And then the thing about that is, you can run that as a series. So, say for instance, you do a class per week. Okay. First week, it's intro to ChatGPT. Second week, we gonna bust into this prompting and learn how to do a fillable prompt. Third week, we gonna really look at image prompts and the structure and art style. Fourth week, pick the art style you want, the type of image that you like, and we gonna put it into a GPT. Now, you done created revenue, steady revenue each week because now you have created layers. So you tiered it. And then if you want to, rinse and repeat for the next month. You roll into a following month. Okay, guys, for those that missed December's class, January, we kicking off a brand new session. So sign up. And if that's a service that you want to continuously have, you can recycle that all year long.
Well, come on with it, Coach Michelle. We got this.
Yeah.
We've definitely got this. And, as I'm looking in the chat, Rosie put something that was really eye-opening. It's coming up with an idea is hard. And in a way that is, but when you are like in these work sessions, those ideas become clearer to other people because she just put, you tend to overthink it. And so the idea process is going to be what drives the GPT, what drives your system instructions. So what I gathered from just being in the summit itself from the teacher aspect was the fact that we're used to seeing these GPTs produced for us. We see the art GPTs, we might see some utility GPTs, but more so we see the art. And so that idea is already in the minds, like I can make a chibi, I can make a Dali, Art Deco. But then when you get people like you and your mom T, who comes up like, here's recipes, here's this, you got people like Ebony who are doing games or how to do event planning. The idea becomes more practical, it's in your own backyard, and like, what can that problem, what is that idea solving, what pain point? And I think those type of classes need to be implemented first for the GPT process. And then I think, and this is just my opinion, the building of it will become easier, because I think what everybody thinks about is that there's this one particular structure and it's going to build my GPTs right off the back. And it's like, no, because what I experienced just doing the music, it's a totally different format for me than doing art. And I have other components I have to pull. So if you're talking about someone who's a seamstress versus someone who is a chef, a baker, and there's all these different things that you got to pull from your profession, your expertise, to make sure that idea is cohesive when you give the information to ChatGPT that says, build this. And being able to check it to say that, okay, you are going down a rabbit hole that doesn't exist and it doesn't pertain to the main idea, and we need to redirect that. So I think something like that needs to be is crucial for anybody teaching a GPT class, and that's a big miss if it's not presented.
Gotcha. Awesome. Thanks, Dean. Sugar?
I just wanted to piggy off a part of what Dean had just said. I totally agree. And T, with your aspect of like what he was saying about Ebony doing events and or different GPTs, I was just thinking like, this is the thing. I think a lot of us do too much of trying to do. We automatically want to gravitate to what everybody else is doing. But if you like, we got certain fields of our own expertise, and you can tap into teaching people how to bring that to life. For instance, I am a photographer by trade, and I was a hairstylist before then. Why haven't I put out a GPT for photographers and hairstylists?
Well, yes, why haven't you?
I
Everybody
don't know,
put up the church finger.
Why haven't you?
The thing though, even though I've been in a lot of GPT classes, this is the pain point that I'm talking about, which that you can address. Just because I may know, a lot of people may know something too, don't mean they know how to effectively teach it or turn it into something that other people can use. So I can know photography like the back of my hand. I can know hair like the back of my hand. I still might not know how to properly turn that into a GPT. That's where you can come in and help me develop that process in what I, and teach me how to effectively, be able to, put that out
together.
You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah, put that together. So that's what I'm saying. That's a pain point right there of and tapping into people. All these nurses and stuff out here. And I mean, there's just so many GPTs that people can create in their field. Absolutely. To help, to help their audience, that you might can help them with. And you know the process of talking to Chat GPT effectively, like you said. That's what Linda is teaching. Different things like that. So you could take those, those things that other people may want to do and help them, perfect that.
Yep. And I just want to piggyback off of Sugar real quick. She's absolutely right. We're so accustomed to seeing GPTs in the art format because that's what we're in right now, right? So I just want you guys to keep in mind, I have an administrative background. Most of the GPTs that I create are to assist me in streamlining my workflow. So it's content creation GPTs, it's email marketing campaigns, it's GPTs that actually assist me in, being able to strategize for my business so I can enter it strongly in 2025. So make sure, the good thing about a GPT is you can utilize your own knowledge base, which is your journey, your story, and implement it into a GPT. It doesn't just have to stop at art. Theme.
So as Sugar was talking, what came to mind as far as she went down names and GPTs, you have a GPT that helps with the idea creation. If for all extensive purposes is your class builder. And it's like you have an idea, you drop that bad boy into it, and then now you have a structure that you can now put into a GPT builder, or that GPT itself can walk you through the process as far as what that GPT is going to look like, the system instructions, the class format, whether you're doing a half-hour class, an hour class, or maybe a series as far as what that's going to look like. So just from your GPT alone, it gives the framework as far as that life of the GPT. And as I'm thinking out loud, it also should push you to want to show that, because we've seen enough art GPTs, and I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm just using that as a model that we've seen the art GPTs, and the reason why we gravitate and buy those is because it's been demonstrated. So now you have an event planning GPT. Why don't you show that so that it now for those who was like, well, I'm in the group and I don't want to do an RGP that I don't know what to do. Wait a minute, you do event planning? That's my field. Now they might have a different aspect to the event planning that GPT doesn't entail, but they can now focus it more towards that industry. Mm-hmm. So I said all that to say this, that as solopreneurs, digital marketers, we need to be in front of our product so that it's a twofold process. One, we are getting the exposure that we need for that GPT that exists, but also trigger in the other individuals who are watching that they can also create something else outside of what is becoming, seems to be the mainstream right now, unless you're on Fiverr or in any of these school groups that talk more about automation and things of that nature. So we kind of got to open up that box and just like, here's what's in it, and you need to put in your 2 cents.
Yeah. And building these GPTs that other people will use too is how we reach out to different audiences other than just our circle that's doing only what we're doing. I don't mean only, but that's how you reach out to a whole different audience of people.
Absolutely.
For potential other services, that they're going to need other than just your GPT.
Right. And you're right. And, again, that goes back to utilizing your own knowledge base. So your work experience that you will put on a resume, each job is a GPT. Especially if you have worked in a different field per different job.
You need to run that clip back on every social. I'm serious. That what you just said needs to be put out there, because that was one of the pain points in the summit. It was just this, people were like, I don't know what to do, but they were neglecting what they've done to this point that's making that transition into this industry. So yeah, that needs to be put out there.
Definitely. All these different fields could be turned into every last one.
Every last one, because when you really think about it, even though you may work with a different, you might be in a different field. So one might be in medical, one might be in hospitality, someone might be in engineering. There are key roles and key elements to every position. You're going to need matters of communication. And every company is going to want to know how to not just communicate, but do it effectively. Not just do it effectively, but do it efficiently. How can we do it quicker? How can we make it sharper? How can we use actually less manpower so our overhead is lower? And, some people say AI is going to take jobs. Yeah, it's going to take the traditional version of a job. So that means the people that operated those traditional versions of those jobs are the ones that now step behind the scenes and create the systems.
I was just about to say that they still need the humans to create it.
Exactly. So I held receptionist roles before. Now, granted, I know I'm gonna sound old, but there ain't a typical switchboard anymore. Everything has changed. You're not if a phone rings in the office now, it's surprising, to say the least.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas though that used to be the main form of communication. So now, being that AI is rolling in, our main line of communication, the way we generate a simple email, I don't think I have actually processed a full email in my head these days without ChatGPT. And I'm just being honest, because it just saves me time. If I do draft out an email, I'm drafting it in ChatGPT and say, please rewrite it, because I know this is not this is not what I want to say, but I need to say it.
People are scared of evolving, but just think about if you were in the time where we watched those old videos of switchboards where they actually had to move the pegs to connect the calls. I mean, you wouldn't want to be doing that no more. Now I'm just saying everything evolves, so you got to move with the times, but it's always going to be humans needed.
Absolutely. It's just a different format, a different format. So as we wrap up 2024, I want y'all to give yourself, first of all, a big congratulations for working on your business, sticking with your business, overcoming the challenges that you've even experienced this year, the new growth that has come from you. And take a time to reflect, celebrate, and then start game planning on, okay, what's next? How am I going to evolve and how am I going to push forward? Right? So I have this vision, like I've told a few people in the room, I need a house staff. That's a vision for me. It's something simple, but I do. I need a house staff. I just don't, I clean, but I don't like doing it. So I will gladly pay someone to do so. That's a vision for me. And that's a goal that I want to achieve. So I need to put forth the actionable steps in order for my income to increase to the extent I need that I can accomplish that and achieve that. You know, when I say goals, it can be simple. It doesn't mean you have to go out changing the world or anything like it. Can be something as simple as, you know what? I wanted to be able to put my bills on auto pay and not have to worry about it.
Mm.
So what steps do I need to take to be able to do that? What's the income I need to generate via my business and other resources so that I can have that luxury? That's the mindset that I want us stepping into 2025. Not the mindset of no, I can't accomplish it. It's okay, this is what I want. No alterations needed because it's custom fit already. So, what do I have to do? What steps do I have to take in order to achieve it? And write them down. And not just write them down and put them somewhere and hide them for the rest of the year. Make sure they are next to your computer, on your refrigerator, in your bathroom, in your study where you have your quiet time, wherever you're going to constantly see it. Make a real cute picture and put it on your phone as a wallpaper, so you see it constantly in front of you to help you stay on track and align. So this is for Q1. I'm going to be touching in on all quarters this year, just to see how you guys are doing. You know, making sure that you make those vision statements and those vision and goal settings. I want you guys to really do it, because you will be surprised at how much you can achieve and even overachieve when you have your mind set on something, right? So that is my soapbox for today. I thank you guys for spending your afternoon. Any questions before we head out? Any comments?
I put one in the chat.
Who's up for mission, vision, goal, right? Yes, Nikki, count me in. Let me know when. A mission, vision, goal writing work session? Oh, yes. Let me speak some life and love over y'all. I'm up for it. I'm up for it. Just let me know the date. All right, guys. Well, again, I thank you for your time, and I will holler at y'all later. Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye.
Have a good day, y'all.
You're in for a delight. Gonna spread